Okay, here we go again. Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, fishing accomplices, good morning and welcome back to fishing. So this is part 2 of my summer break season finale. Yeah, I know I do these every so often. It's the second to last day of my summer break, penultimate day if you will, Sunday before Labor Day, and yeah, we are making our way out to the water. Weather forecast is not looking super great today, as you can probably tell. It's nowhere near as sunny as when I got out here with Peter last time, but I'm out here. I don't plan on fishing too long anyways in the grand scheme of things. At least that's the hope. Hoping I don't need to. But yeah, I'm driving back out west right after this session. So my hope is that I can get a few more fish to bring back with me just to really lay off some of the pressure for freezing some meals for the winter. The other thing I will note is it is September 1st, which means the sea bass bag limit has raised from 3 to 6, and that's one reason I did want to fish this weekend. So we're making our way out to some good looking structure, and I'm hoping I'll find something. I don't care if it's sea bass, fluke, or whatever. Just hoping to have a good day, and of course, get some fish accomplished. Okay, we are nearing the first spot, and I am not going to be picky at all today. I got some squid that Peter left me when he departed yesterday. And we're gonna do some squid strips to start because he got, I think, a little more attention than I did with the fluke strips, even if it's a little bit less tough. But I'm really just looking to get my fish and get out. I'm not necessarily chasing a giant. Obviously I won't say no to it, but this is more of a meat mission, so we're gonna do whatever we can to just get on the fish as fast as possible. We have a very good tide right now. Probably got 2 good hours of incoming before things start to slow down, and I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to fish that long if the weather gets kind of nasty. So let's make the absolute most of this. Okay, it might look a little sloppy, but this water is crystal clear. It's beautiful. I'm gonna start fishing some scattered boulders in around 60 to 65 feet. Really hoping to get on the sea bass first today, and that's kind of where we kind of didn't hit the mark yesterday when Peter and I were out, so we're gonna go for that first. We're gonna start with the 1 ounce bucktail, gulp, and squid combo. Might eat up to 1.5, but we'll try it the 1 first. It's already seeing some life down there. That's a better one. Yeah, that's 16 and a half. He's coming home. 16. All right, with these sea bass, I don't want to burn any gulp or bait if I don't have to. So we're going to employ a similar tactic as last time. We have our teaser jig. That top bucktail's a little mangled, but we have a strip up there. We have a Fish Labs jig on the bottom, which is about 1.5 ounces. We're just going to drop this down and really try and hammer into some keepers. All right, let's see if we can stack up some quick keepers. I know there's plenty of shorts down there, but we want some big ones and don't have to just cull through one small fish after another and burn through gulp. So let's do it. Let's try and be efficient. Here we go. That's a good one. I think that's a fluke. And a sea bass. And that's a fluke. I think he's big enough. Fluke on the jig too, of all things. Call him 18 and a half. Fluke on the metal jig, that's pretty cool. Haven't done that yet in the kayak. Not a bad one either. You know, if that fish would hit it, I'm sure a keeper would too. I mean, that would have been a keeper last year. We want sea bass right now. So they're not going to be fired up like this all day. We learned that yesterday. As soon as it hits, that's one. It's another good one, but Probably two. Didn't even get to the bottom. No. All right, we're gonna go back after the Fluke. Let's try and get back down with this 1 ounce bucktail. I should be okay. Tide's gonna start slowing down the next hour or so. Certainly could still encounter some sea bass, but we're not dead set on targeting them like we were for the last 15-20 minutes. Let's try a long drift through these boulders. This should take me to the next spot. There should be some Fluke here. We got that first one not too far from here. And I'm sure there's more than just that. And I'm sure there's some keepers here too. Not gonna be picky today. If it's 19.5, it's coming with me. But we gotta get him in the boat first. Yeah, that should do it. Maybe not, I don't know. I think so. I think it should be close to 20. I know, I'm asking for it right now. No, 19 on the dot. No. I thought it was a sea bass, but I think it's actually a Fluke. That's a Fluke. Should have given more time. That's a nice fish. Yeah, that'll be number one. Get him. Nice fish, nice fish. Very nice fish. Nice 4 or 5 pounder. Just a tiny bit shy of 22, so very nice start. All right, first keeper in the boat, solid 22 incher thereabouts. Tide is not moving very much, so I've done a couple things to kind of adjust. I'm keeping the bucktail at 1 ounce just because the wind is kind of throwing me around a bit, and if I go anything less right now in this depth, I'm going to lose track of it, which would not be productive. Additionally, I found that with the way the tide and the wind were working, my strip just kept getting bunched up a lot. I don't know if that's exactly what's going on, but I did not see that really so much the last couple days. Partially, I think, because the bite's not really on right now, so it's staying down there longer. But because it keeps bunching up, and that basically just kills the presentation, I decided to cut some shorter strips for this. It might not attract as many big fish, but at least it's still acting as an attractant rather than, a detriment. And yeah, we're just kind of pedaling a little extra. The tide's not really moving us much, and the wind's kind of offsetting it, so we're just pedaling, kind of doing zigzags around the structure. Not someone like a slow troll, but I'd say more like an artificial drift. So that's kind of what we've been doing, and hopefully we can pull another fish or two before we see some good tide or unfortunately maybe get knocked out of the water. That's another nice fish. Close. 18.5. It's a thick 18.5 though. I thought he'd be at least 19. This one doesn't feel so great, but it's hard to say. It's close. Uh, 19.25. Hitting all the close short sizes. Little Fluke. It's weak fish. Let's say something's not right here. Legal, but you know our stance. Okay, we're a couple hours in, no shortage of fish around, just trying to find the keepers. And similarly, there is no shortage of seltzers to drink and review, and that's what brings us to this today. Topo Chico Tangerine with ginger extract. If you've been watching the channel, you know we did review this brand, the Sabores brand, or line I should say, of Topo Chico, but not this flavor. I definitely like the other one, which was I think lime ginger. Let's try tangerine ginger. Yeah, this is good. I do like this line. There's a tiny bit of like sugar and stuff in this, but extremely minuscule, like not really sweet at all. You know, you want a little extra something in your seltzer, definitely go for this. I give this an 8.6. So go for that if you like it, and thank you for going for this video. Let's see if we can go for some more keeper fish to put in the cooler bag before the weather gets worse. One thing I will say about today is we're not going to do as much exploring. We're not going to stray too far from where we are, predominantly because the weather forecast is kind of iffy. I don't want to be super far away from launch if things go south. Right now I can get back to launch in like 10 to 15 minutes if I really book it, but yeah, it's going to keep me over here. I mean, fortunately there's plenty of fish that could be caught over here, but I just don't want to push the envelope. So I apologize that we're not doing as much adventuring today, but it's just the name of the game, playing it safe. Jeez. Instant. Good sea bass, I presume. Close. Probably not. Got a bit of a drizzle. No big deal, but if it gets nastier, we might have to make some moves. It's unfortunate because we're just getting some good outgoing tide right now. What do we have here? That's a fluke. That's a fluke. expecting a sea bass. He's kind of biting like he was going to run with it like a sea bass. Yeah. Number 2. It's just like the first one, I'd say. A little bigger. Alright, one more, we got the Fluke limit. Just to prove it. A little bit over 22. Excellent. All right, so we're getting some outgoing tide now, which is definitely turning the bite on, particularly in the sea bass front. I'm definitely seeing more of them on the fish finder. That fish hit right in front of some good structure. I did up to a 1.5 ounce bucktail, because we're moving pretty quick right now, and feel like I was losing bottom a little bit with the 1 ounce, but we'll see how this goes. Certainly he didn't mind. Still fishing the Gulf grub and the Fluke strip. This wind has definitely let up a little bit, so we're gonna drop back down to the 1 ounce. Because I did a few runs with the 3/4 and nothing was touching it. And it looks almost exactly the same as the half, or the 1 ounce, but that little difference in weight, I think, just makes all the difference in the fish and how they receive it. So let's try to get these fish on the 1 ounce while we can. Once that tide starts flooding in, we're gonna probably have to do 1.5 ounces, but I think now is 1 ounce time. Oh, bluefish. Well, add to the list. That's a sea bass. That's a good sea bass. I think. Could be a fluke. But I prefer a sea bass. I'm gonna net them just because my leader snapped a couple times. Not huge, but play it safe. Alright, taking some sea bass home. Probably like an 18-incher. Not even gonna bother measuring them. But you know what? We will, because we have a good measuring today. Just kidding. Yesterday, I'd say forget it. 18 and change, depending on where you call the tail. Alright, let's get them strung up and hopefully find some more. Ooh, what is that? Oh, acrobatics. Still a nice short though, it's like an 18-incher. Alright, this wind is cranked up quite a bit, so I think I got maybe this drift and one more left in me before I call it, unless it dies out again. Which I'm not expecting. Like, this is about where they said things would start to get a bit on the nastier side, so happy we got the more optimistic forecast today. Alright, so I think that's all I got. There certainly is the opportunity to catch more fish, but this wind and tide together is just unfishable for me right now, at least the way I want to do it. So I'm gonna call it. I'm hoping to do a little catch and cook with at least one of the Fluke I have here. I'm not quite sure what it's gonna be yet, but hopefully something good that interests you. I want to do something a little off the beaten path. All right, guys, so we are back. It's been a few days. I did freeze this fish, but here is one of the fish I kept on this particular day. Freezed it immediately, vacuum sealed, bled, etc. And we're gonna do something a little different, something I haven't done for a while. Something we like to call Fluke Parm. I did this a few years ago when I got into some Fluke. Got the idea from my friend Jim, yakking with Bigfoot, and do remember liking it, so I'm gonna revisit it today. But yeah, pretty simple recipe, pretty straightforward. Things we need: got some seasoned panko, mixed it with some oregano, some garlic powder. We're gonna dredge it and basically bake it first. So we got our egg and flour mix. Got the Fluke here. I'm gonna cut this down, and before we throw it in the oven, I'm just gonna spray it down with a little anti-stick. And yeah. Pretty straightforward. I'll walk you through the process, and hopefully it will turn out all right, because I know a lot of people, you know, fish and cheese is a no-go. See how it goes. Got our oven at 415. Got the pot boiling because we're going to make some angel hair spaghetti. Let's go through the dredging process. Could have fried it, but I'm just going to do it all in the oven just to make it a little less messy. Yeah, just do each fillet, general process, panko. And yeah, we'll do that for all of them. Okay, so we're gonna take this and we're gonna put it in for about 7 minutes, maybe 8. This is a bit thicker than I think the recipe I was looking at called for. Got our parm here, some capers, some mozzarella. All right, let's see what we're working with. All right, that looks nice. I think we're good. Alright, so let's give this little experiment a shot. Fluke Parmesan. Might need a little more extra sauce, but what we're really here for is the fish, so should we get a little cheesy piece? Well, it's been a while, but here goes nothing. Make sure we show you a piece with the cheese on it. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's definitely got a chewier texture to it. I think it works well with the tomato sauce and the cheese. I'm definitely going to add a little bit more sauce when I eat the pasta, but overall this is really tasty, so you know, if cheese and fish isn't your thing, I guess maybe this is like an easy way to kind of get into it. Might be a good way to get some people that don't like fish to try it as well. You know, anything with Italian seasoning can really be a game changer. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this. If you like this kind of thing, let me know in the comments. If you ever tried this or think this looks disgusting, also let me know in the comments. But I'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully more stuff on the way soon. Goodbye from Fishin.